Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be explaining the calculations for the experiment of titration of sodium hydroxide versus PHP. So in this experiment, mainly we find out the amount of sodium hydroxide present in the given solution by making use of standard solution of PHP. So PHP is nothing but potassium hydrogen thalate. So basically, this is an acid-base titration where PHP is an acid and sodium hydroxide is the base which is taken using phenolphthalein as the indicator. So the theory of this experiment, mainly this is a neutralization reaction in which the base is used to neutralize the acid. The acid, as we all know, we take PHP, that is potassium hydrogen thalate. So we can see the structure here, structure of potassium hydrogen thalate, where in the phthalic acid molecule, one of the hydrogen of the phthalic acid is replaced by potassium. That's why we call it as potassium hydrogen thalate. So because of the presence of this COOH group, this molecule is acidic in nature. We know that in acids, the functional group is COOH. So this is the functional group, that is COOH is a functional group which gives the acidic property to this PHP. Now, when we add the base, that is NaOH, the neutralization reaction takes place. So we know that in the neutralization reaction, the byproduct always is water. So here we know that one of the hydrogen which can be removed because it is acidic in nature, it will be replaced by sodium. So here we get this molecule as the product where one of the hydrogen of the carboxylic acid group is replaced by sodium. So the byproduct here, as we know, in neutralization reaction, that is acid-base reaction, we get water as the byproduct. So coming on to the observation and calculation of this experiment. Firstly, the first step is preparation of standard solution of PHP. Because in this experiment, mainly we are finding out the amount of NaOH present in the solution using standard PHP solution. So standard solution is nothing but the solution whose concentration is known. So here we prepare the PHP solution whose concentration is known, and using this concentration of the PHP solution, we are finding the concentration of NaOH solution. So first we need to prepare the standard solution of PHP. So we weigh 2.04 grams of PHP and then prepare standard solution by dissolving this 2.04 grams of PHP in distilled water and making up to the mark in 100 ml standard flask. So using this we can calculate the molarity of standard PHP solution. So the formula is 2.04, which is nothing but the weight of PHP crystals taken, into 10. Here why we take 10? Because we are preparing the solution in 100 ml standard flask. That is why we take it as 10. Suppose we are preparing it in 250 ml standard flask, then the multiplication factor here becomes 4. So based on how much of standard solution you are going to prepare, we are going to add this number. That is, suppose if you are preparing it in 100 ml standard flask, you are taking it as 10. If it is 250 ml standard flask, we are taking it as 4. So divided by, this is the molecular weight of PHP, which is nothing but 204.22. So by this calculation, we get the molarity or the concentration of PHP solution, that is 0.0998 molar. So now we know the exact concentration of one solution, that is the PHP solution. That is why we call it as standard solution, because its concentration is known. So now using the concentration of this known PHP solution, we are going to find the molarity of the given NaOH solution. So this is done by titration experiment. The demonstration of this experiment The video of this demonstration I have already uploaded in my YouTube channel. You can just watch this video and get a clear picture of the titration. The link for which is provided in this description. So here the titration is carried out in such a way that in the burette we take NaOH solution, that is the given NaOH solution whose concentration has to be calculated. In the conical flask we take 10 ml of standard PHP solution and add 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator. So phenolphthalein is an example for acid-base indicator. Since this experiment is acid-base titration, we need to use acid-base indicator. So other examples of acid-base indicators are methyl orange. Okay, so we can also use methyl orange, but the selection of the indicators mainly depends on which pH range is involved in the reaction. So for this reaction, the phenolphthalein is a suitable indicator, and here it mainly shows the change in color in acidic and basic medium. So what is the role of indicator here is, this phenolphthalein indicator is colorless in acidic medium and it is pink in basic medium. So when we take PHP solution in the conical flask and then add phenolphthalein, we know that PHP is acidic in nature. Phenolphthalein is colorless in acidic solution, and hence when you add this phenolphthalein indicator to the PHP, there will be no change in color. So when you start the titration, you're going to add the base NaOH solution. So because of this, what happens is, the phenolphthalein indicator, it is pink in color in the basic medium. So slowly, you can see that when you add drops of NaOH, the solution starts becoming pink. So at the end point, when complete PHP has been neutralized by the NaOH, and then what happens? There will be no PHP molecules which are left in the solution. Then it is only the base which you are going to add, that is the NaOH which you are going to add just after the end point. So when you just add one extra drop after the end point, that is after the neutralization of PHP, you can see that since the medium becomes basic in nature, the phenolphthalein shows the exact color change. The immediate color change will be observed from colorless to pale pink. So this is the end point of the reaction. So end point of this titration is colorless to pale pink. So from acid to basic medium, it is getting converted. So here in the trial number 1 and 2, as I have demonstrated in the experiment, so here I have got the burette reading 11.0. So the burette reading which I got was 11.0. So we need to repeat the titration. At least we should get 2 concordant readings. Suppose we don't get concordant reading, then we need to do the third trial until we get at least 2 concordant readings. So here we have the 2 concordant readings, which shows the burette reading to be 11.0 cm cube or 11 ml. So next, coming on to the calculations of molarity of this NaOH solution or the concentration of NaOH solution. So we make use of the simple molarity equation. M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So M1V1 of NaOH is equal to M2V2 of PHP. So now, what is the aim of the experiment? The aim of the experiment is to find out the concentration of the given NaOH solution. So concentration is nothing but here we are taking it as molarity. So M1 is the unknown. That is what we need to find out. V1 of NaOH, we know that NaOH was taken in the burette. So the burette reading is nothing but the volume of NaOH. So M2 is nothing but the molarity of PHP. Volume V2 of PHP is nothing but the amount of PHP we have pipetted, which is nothing but the volume of PHP pipetted is 10 ml. So we substitute 10. So M1 is the unknown. Here, if you have to find out what is M1, it is nothing but M2V2 divided by V1. So M2 is the molarity of PHP, which we have already calculated in the beginning when we prepared standard PHP solution. So 0.0998 into volume of PHP is the volume pipetted out, that is 10 ml, divided by V1 of NaOH, that is nothing but the burette reading. So that we have got as 11.0. So when we do the calculations, we get molarity of NaOH, that is M1, as 0.0907 molar. So now we got the molarity or the concentration of NaOH solution. Finally, we need to calculate the amount of NaOH present in 100 cm cube of the solution. So we cannot directly find it. First, we need to find out the amount of NaOH present in 1000 cm cube or in 1 liter of the given solution. So this formula is very simple. The molarity, that is the how much ever molar solution, what is the concentration you have got, which is expressed in molarity, into molecular weight. This gives the amount of NaOH present in 1 liter or 1 dm cube or 1000 cm cube of the solution. So molarity, you're directly substituting from here 0.0907 into molecular weight of NaOH. NaOH molecular weight can be approximately taken as 40, or to be precise, it is 39.99. So when we calculate, we get it as 3.62 grams. So from this 3.62 grams, you can calculate the amount of NaOH present in 100 cm cube of the given solution. So what we need to do is, the formula is again very simple. If this is for 1000 cm cube, very simple, if you just divide it by 10, you will get the amount of NaOH present in 100 cm cube of the given solution. So the final answer, the result what we need to present here, that is, the aim of the experiment was to find out the concentration of NaOH and to find out the amount of NaOH present in 100 cm cube of the given solution. So the concentration of NaOH we have already got 0.0907 molar, and the amount of NaOH present in 100 cm cube we have directly got with this formula, which is equal to 0.3627 grams. So this is the result of the experiment. So in this video, I have explained the calculations that are required after performing the titration experiment of NaOH versus PHP, which is nothing but acid-base titration. So I thank you all for watching this video.